Welcome to my home studio. As you can see, it's quite sparse and minimalist, except for my little collection of random objects and works. And that minimalism is very much in contrast with the maximalist aesthetic of most of my videos. I came to my career as an artist through trying out many different media. In high school, I was interested in performance and writing, and then by my undergraduate degree, I was studying painting and photography, and then I finally shifted to film during my graduate studies, and that's what I've been doing ever since for the most part. What I love about film is that I can incorporate all those different interests into one project. I usually write my own script and direct the performances, and my video works are usually very painterly or evoke different painting traditions in their compositions. My video work in this exhibit very directly references 17th century Dutch still life paintings, particularly those that exemplify the art historical concept of Memento Mori. Memento Mori means remember you will die in Latin and refers to artworks that contain symbolic reminders of the inevitability of death. In 17th century Holland, there was a tension between growing wealth due to colonization and trade, and Christianity, which condemned the privileging of the pleasures of this world. So these paintings capture an anxiety about enjoying those pleasures, as opposed to being concerned with the rewards of an afterlife. They capture the sensuous beauty of food, for example, but also depict the temporary nature of the pleasure it gives, by including little areas that are starting to rot. For my take on the Memento Mori tradition, I wanted to think about the way that death is always represented but never really felt or accepted in contemporary capitalist culture. So my piece has many instances of violence and decay, but these are always reversed and looped to create an endless cycle. My work often uses narratives that appropriate the seductive qualities of cinema and commercial culture, but complicate the experience of these seductive qualities by combining them with another unusual or unexpected element. In still life, the lighting and overall arrangement creates an initial image that looks like advertising, but then transitions into a field where different things happen to the fruits and flowers. Some are violently gutted, some seem to breathe eerily, and some are revealed to be artificial, so that the message of capitalist abundance put forth by commercial imagery falls apart. The different fates of the included objects have different symbolic meanings, but these are far more open to interpretation than the repertoire of symbols used by the Dutch painters, which had a more fixed meaning in the culture of the day. Though I've included some of those traditional symbolic references too, like the skull, the mirror, and the decay. I'm very interested in how narrative or storytelling constructs social relationships. In other words, I'm intrigued by how the stories we tell ourselves about the world shape how we move through it. I often use pre-existing stories or genres to draw attention to contemporary issues. For example, in my project Molly and Cassandra, I use classical Greek mythology to talk about how speculation and belief are integral to our current economic system. And in Resort, I use science fiction and the history of colonization to talk about physical and psychological borders that impact all of us.